A couple of exercises ago we were talking about lengthening in 1 dimension and then in area, so 2 dimensions, and then in volume in 3 dimensions. And now we're going to put that into practice with this area, volume and scale factors. So remember I said originally if we're going from 2 to 8, okay, my scale factor is 4. So therefore k equals 4, okay? But if I'm doing that in 2 dimensions, I'm going from 2 and 2 to 8 and 8, okay? Then I'm doing it twice. Oops. Okay, so my scale factor is still 4, but I actually need to do it in 2 dimensions. So the scale of my area, so that's my length scale factor, the scale factor of my area is actually 4 squared. Okay, and the same thing happens in 3 dimensions. If we're going from 2 to 2 in 3 dimensions to 8, 8 and 8 in 3 dimensions, then we're doing it 3 times. Okay, which means my scale factor for volume is actually 4 cubed. So how does this help us? Knowing that scale factor and how that works in 3 dimensions is going to help us with a question like this, which is actually question 6D out of exercise 7G in your book. So we need to find x. We have the volume of the large cylinder, we have the volume of the small cylinder, and we have the length of the large cylinder. So we need to work out the scale factor here. Now, I'll draw an arrow that way first. To go from the smaller one, we multiply by k cubed, which means to go back, we're actually dividing by k cubed. So we need to work out what we've divided by to get from 1280 to 20, and then we need to cube root it. Now, if you don't know how to do that on your calculator, I'll show you right now. Okay, you may not be able to see the screen very well, but the reason I've zoomed out a bit is because I want to be able to show you the button you have to press on your calculator. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is 1280, okay, and we divide that by 20, which was our 2. So 1280 was the large one, 20 was the smaller one. Okay, and that gets us the answer of 64. Now there's this button down here, okay, it's beside the x squared button on these black calculators. So this here is the x squared button. Beside that there is a to the power button. But if you have a look at the green text above it, you'll see that it says n square root x, which means the nth root of x, which is exactly what we want. So you press Control and then that button, and then we're doing the 3rd root. Okay, so we put a 3 in there, and we're doing that of 64. And that gives us the answer 4. So my scale factor is 4. So my scale factor, if I just zoom out a bit, sorry if that's making you feel ill, my scale factor, my k, equals 4. That means to go from x to 12, I need to multiply by 4. So to come backwards, I would need to divide by 4. Okay, which means x is 12 divided by my scale factor. So x equals 3. So the length of that cylinder, the diameter of that cylinder is 3, gives us the volume of 20. When you multiply that by 4, you actually end up at 1280.